Hi everyone, it's Marvel DC Fan here with another episode of Pickups and Purchases, and this video is a little late because I meant to start this early in the summer, but I just kind of got caught up in the movie hype of Spider-Verse, Flash, and Transformers, so kind of missed the mark. I know we're super late into July, so what better time than now to do this video? And we got quite a haul here, so let's get into the video proper. So the first two things I want to bring up is these two right here. We got the first Dead Space game and the remake, which came out earlier this year. Yeah, so I was kind of hyped about Dead Space. Like, I was just kind of sucked into the hype, and I never really played Dead Space beforehand, so I was like, okay, I'll find a copy of, both the original and the remakes, more for comparison's sake than anything. And also I might be doing some videos in the future with Dead Space, so I definitely want to do an LP at some point. Maybe I'll do one this year for Halloween, or just the month of October. We'll see what happens. Can't promise anything on that, but yeah. So I haven't touched the remake yet, but I played the original Dead Space for a little bit, and I had fun so far. So I'm definitely gonna check back into this one soon. Hopefully I'll finish it and, record a, maybe I'll play the game on New Game Plus. We'll see what the deal is with that. But in the meantime, I'd say definitely check out Dead Space. If you're gonna play it now, I just suggest playing the reboot. So last video was kind of Spider Central. There's a lot of Spider-Man games and movies and stuff that I bought, and in the midst of that, or shortly afterwards, I got this. This is Spider-Man on PC. Yeah, the 2000 game had a PC port, and it was essentially the Dreamcast version of the game. Just ported to PC. It's got all the textures and stuff on there, and so it's pretty much, yeah, it's just that. So I wanted to play this on PC, or at least on Dreamcast at some point, and I found a seller on eBay. He was selling it for an incredibly cheap price. I think it was like $10 or something. I don't forget, but so now I have this for a potential Spider-Man Let's Play or whatever I decide to do with this. I was thinking at some point if I play through the 2000 Spider-Man game, then I do a what if run, probably just using the PC version as a basis. But I played a little bit of this, and it's not bad. Like, it's not a bad version of the game. So this would definitely be one way to check this game out. But I'd rather you just buy the game on PS1. So next up, we got Marvel Ultimate Alliance Gold Edition. So I mentioned in the last video that I was at my local game store, and they had Ultimate Alliance 2, and they also had Ultimate Alliance Gold Edition there. Thing was like $100, and I wasn't ready to spend on it just yet because I didn't have enough money at that time. So I opted for Ultimate Alliance 2 to, complete my collection. So I was at the store again, I think a month after that, or at least a couple months, and they had, this is when they announced that that store was shutting down essentially. So I had some cash on me, and I'm like, okay, I'll just get Ultimate Alliance Gold Edition and have this as part of my collection. Now, the thing about Gold Edition as compared to the other versions like PS3 and Xbox and whatever, is that this is the only way to access the DLC characters. So you got heroes like the Hulk, which were behind DLC, and then you also have villains you can play as, like Venom, Magneto, I think Doctor Doom as well. So they had the DLC in the 2016 release for PlayStation Store, but unfortunately you can't buy that anymore. So the only way to get the DLC characters now is by getting the Gold Edition. And there's also a special edition too, which has them. I'll probably put a picture up on screen of what that looks like. But so now my Ultimate Alliance collection is complete. So the next few items are from all in one day. The next 4 being from the same store, but you know. So the first 2 I have are Prototype. We got Prototype 1 and Prototype 2. These games were made by Radical, who did the Hulk Ultimate Destruction game, and which I reviewed. You can go check that out. But I was just wanting to, like, in recent years, I've just been wanting to play these for, you know, because they're essentially taking that Hulk game and making it into its own superhero type, and it has a cult following. So definitely interested to check out Prototype 1. Prototype 2 is surely something to play. When I bought it, the case was kind of busted in the corner here, so definitely have to get the case replaced. But yeah, saw these for $15 each, and I was just like, well, put it on the card. And still haven't played these yet, but planning on playing these at some point. I was thinking at some point I'd do a marathon for superhero games not made by like other companies, not comic companies, but like video game publishers and stuff. So Prototype, Infamous, maybe something to do with movies like The Incredibles, Megamind, that kind of thing. So it will get its time in the spotlight in the future. So at that same store where I bought Prototype 1 and 2, I saw these two for there, and they're technically games that I already owned, but these are also at a cheap price. So we got Iron Man on PS3 and the Incredible Hulk on PS3 as well. So, and yes, this is the same copy from the Revisit. So I saw these two on the shelf. They were $15 each, and I had some cash lying around, or cash in my wallet, and I'm like, okay, I'll buy Prototype 1 and 2 on card, and then I'll buy these for cash. If you're wondering why, I don't know. I'm weird when it comes to purchases. So, yeah, definitely wanted to check these out because they have some things about them which are exclusive to these versions specifically. For Iron Man, as you saw in the Revisit, you unlock the ultimate armor for beating the game, and for the Hulk, there is a skin. It also has a skin that's exclusive to the game. I think it's World War Hulk, or like Green Scar or something. But yeah, it was something to check out at some point or another for like a potential review or whatever. And well, I did just that with Iron Man, so fun. So right next to the game store, they have a record store which they sell movies and stuff, and I've bought a few things from there before, and I saw these two for, I think it was about $5 each. So we got Constantine and we got Howard the Duck. I've never watched Constantine, and they're coming out with a sequel, so it's definitely something to check out. Also got to get the Constantine video game. That's something on my to-do list. And also, there's a TV show which is also maybe do a Constantine marathon. Probably not, but and then Howard the Duck is just one of those movies where we watched it before. This was a few years ago. I think this was like right when Guardians of the Galaxy came on DVD, or it was like sometime after that. But we saw it for a cheap price. We bought it and we watched it, and we were just kind of horrified at what we saw. And so I saw it at the store, and I was just like, I gotta complete my Marvel collection, or put it as part of the Marvel collection, because he technically is a Marvel character. So so now I own both these movies, and I'm going to watch them at some point or another, hopefully soon. So stupid. So while I was out on my travels, I was coming to Value Village, which is kind of like Goodwill in a sense, similar style and whatnot. And I saw these two on the shelf, and these were only $2.99 each. So we got Planet Hulk and Gears of War. Planet Hulk I've watched before. This film is great. I love Planet Hulk. I've been meaning to get it for years now. It's one of the best Marvel animated movies that they've done. I think this and like Hulk Versus are some of my favorites. Never seen Doctor Strange, but everybody seems to like it. And then as far as Gears of War, it was just another one of those series game franchises that I just kind of missed out on. My brother played it, obviously, because he was the shooter guy, and at the time I was just like, I'm not really interested. But now I kind of want to get into the series, and especially since I have a new console to play it on, which I might show off here in a second. But yeah, still haven't played it yet, but gonna at some point. But yeah, $2.99 for each of them. I was just like sold. Alright, let's talk about this. So this is the Batman Arkham Collection for PS4. Except not really, because inside the case are copies for Xbox One. So I wanted to get an Xbox at some point or another, an Xbox One or Series X or something like that, just because, playing some games that I missed out on and are exclusive. I remember at my friend's house we played Rare Replay, and that was really fun. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll get an Xbox at some point or another. And since I gotta have Arkham games for every console, I was like, I'll buy Arkham games for I'll buy them for Xbox. Thing is, though, is that I didn't want them in duplicate cases, so I came up with a clever idea that I would just put them all in this nice steelbook. So we'll just open this bad boy up, and as you can see, I have Arkham Knight right there, and Arkham City. Arkham Asylum is in the Xbox. And I'm just kind of playing through it right now. Playing through it again. But, yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll put him in something different. And I found, and I remembered that the UK got a steelbook for the Arkham collection. So it's like, okay, I'll buy the steelbook. And I found one on eBay. It didn't have any of the games in it. It was for the PS4 version, but that didn't really matter. So I was like, alright, I'll put my games in this, and, yeah. And, yeah, so now we have Arkham on Xbox, which is just Return to Arkham and just a copy of Arkham Knight. But it's all in this nice, pretty steelbook. I really like this thing. I won't tell you how much it was. It was about it was worth it. Okay, I think it's time we talk about that. So I bought a Series X. I was just gonna buy an Xbox One X, but I figured it'd just be more convenient if I had the newer consoles, especially since there's some games coming out which are exclusives. Like I think Indiana Jones is an Xbox exclusive, or at least now it is. But Crash and Spyro may be exclusive since they're owned by Microsoft, and that's kind of its own can of worms. But so I found a seller. This was a used Xbox, and the prices that, like, when I bought my brother's, I paid $700, $800. Like, it was a lot, almost $1,000 for that thing. But this I found for much cheaper. This was $500, and the guys who I bought it from were super sweet, and you know, they were very considerate. I met them at a dog park. That's where we met up to get the console, and yeah, it was in the box. Everything came with it. They also included an extra controller and some thumb grips and stuff, but I didn't really need to use the thumb grips. I was just content on buying content on just getting the console and the controller with it. But it was pretty sweet. And I brought it home, and I've been kind of playing it since then. I've dabbled with a couple games. Arkham Asylum, going through that again. Turns out you can actually play Arkham Asylum, Return to Arkham Asylum at 60 FPS, or at least close to that. I think it's more like 45, but it's a significant difference compared to like playing it on PlayStation 4 with boost mode. So I played that. I played Sonic Generations, which also has a 60 FPS patch, and I think I played a little bit of Killer Instinct too. So I have another game that's on the way for the Xbox, and I'm slowly trying to like boost up my Xbox One Series X collection of games. So hopefully I make some progress here in the future. Look how nice this controller is. I really dig it. Like I like the grips all over, like the texture and stuff. Even on like the triggers is really nice. Sticks feel really good. The buttons are responsive. And this D-pad is not too bad either. So yeah, well worth $500. So we have a couple more things. The first of which, I was out with my friend one day. We were just kind of going all around and going from store to store, just messing around. We were at a giant mall, and I was at vintage game store, and I found some unlocked memories from my childhood. We got Lego Star Wars and Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. I remember playing the first Lego Star Wars kind of briefly, like as part of my Blockbuster era. So we rented this, I think, a couple times, but yeah, the first Lego Star Wars is fun. It goes through the prequel trilogy, and yeah, it was the first of its kind when, as far as the Lego games that we know today, and even with Star Wars, it did a hell of a number with that. But most of my memories come from Lego Star Wars 2. I played this a hell of a lot more. I think we actually owned this one. Maybe. Or at least we rented it a shit ton. But it was one of the ways that I actually enjoyed Star Wars. Because I was like, as a kid, I was like, I didn't hate Star Wars, but I never really got into it like everyone else did. But then I played the original trilogy in Lego form, and it was a ton of fun. Haven't replayed these yet, but maybe at some point we'll do a Lego Star Wars review covering all the Lego games. But yeah, super fun from my childhood. So the last of my purchases I'm going to show you today is something I found on eBay for a price that is over $100, but usually this thing goes for like $300 or more. So when I found this, I was like, sold. We got Ultimate Spider-Man, the limited edition for PlayStation 2. Now, in short, this version doesn't really offer much compared to if you played this on, like, if you just played the regular game. The only thing this one has compared to the normal version is there's a G4 a special making of the game, an interview with Stan Lee, character bios, developer tricks and tips, and there's also a comic book in here, which I think is just a reprint of some Ultimate Spider-Man issue. I'm not sure. I haven't really opened this thing up, or at least I don't remember, because I did go through this. But yeah, I got it with the Venom sleeve, the cardboard sleeve, which is really cool. It's got some damages all across it, which is kind of a shame, but for the most part, it looks pretty good from a distance. But yeah, I'm just showing off the case here. We got the spider on the front, and then we got the Venom logo on the back, and the nice purple. And let's see. Yeah, got the manual, and also it did come with the comic book. So there's the comic book. Let's open this up and see if it's authentic. No, it's just a reprint of just a random issue. I thought about posting an unboxing video for this, but then I just realized, would people really want to see an unboxing for an almost 20-year-old game that wasn't like sealed? So I just opted out, but I wanted to show it off at some point anyway. But yeah, this is sweet. Love this. So yeah, everybody, that's gonna be it for this episode. Was this a good haul? Was there some good stuff in there? Let me know in the comments. Tell me about your certain memories with whatever games and stuff I have going on. As far as me and the stuff that I'm working on, by the time this goes out, the Iron Man Revisit should be out, and so I hope everybody enjoys that. That was my second video for reaching over 100 subs. I probably said that in a number of videos already, but it's a nice bonus for that. And also, you can go check out the Q&A, which I posted. Oh man, I have hiccups. But yeah, so I will catch you guys next time with whatever we decide to talk about, and hope you all have a great night. Thank you all so much for watching, and take care of yourselves. See ya.